Daniel Levine has been writing about and talking about all the global hotspots. And it's our pleasure to have him here in Martinique as the Caribbean Tourism Organization put on its annual State of the Industry effort this evening. Talk to me about what you've seen so far here in the Caribbean.
Sure. Well, I absolutely love Martinique, and it's obviously a very special island. And, every country and island in the Caribbean has its own special thing, and that's what they need to really be promoting to people outside so that people know that there's a differentiation between places. And what I really love about Martinique, obviously, is the French influence. Martinique is for more sophisticated sort of travelers who can appreciate good food and good rum and really, and also, of course, fantastic infrastructure here that not every place has. It's really for people who I think are more sophisticated and more it's not their first time necessarily in the Caribbean. It could be, but it's for people who know sort of the inside place where to go.
The Caribbean offers a wide repertoire of places to visit, and not just French here in Martinique. There's the Spanish as in Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic, and the English-speaking Caribbean, a number of islands, basically. Sure. With such a wide array of such a wide choice, what do you think the visitor would look for?
Well, it's interesting. I think that, sun and sand are always going to be the bread and butter of the Caribbean, right? I mean, isn't that's the beauty of this jewel? But I have to say people are also looking for something more than that. So it should, sun and sand is important and should be marketed and should be taken care of course, as far as taking care of sustainability and these things. But as well, countries in the Caribbean need to develop other opportunities for visitors to enjoy themselves and experience things. So what that means, what we're seeing now, because I run a trends consultancy in New York, right, and we look at tourism trends very closely. And what we're seeing is that what people want, in addition to enjoying themselves and just hanging out and having fun on the beach, they also want to come back and have an experience that's really meaningful to them. And what that usually translates to is it could be like, meeting people where they're going or having a close experience with other travelers. It means having a deep experience, emotionally, learning something, coming back with some knowledge that they didn't have before they left. It's not so much just about what they get when they go there, but it's about what they take home with them when they leave. That's really what tourism people need to be looking at.
In your opinion, what's trending in the Caribbean?
Well, what's trending, as I'm saying, is really meaningful experiences. And so that means education, for example. And what I mean by that is offering visitors experiences in which they can learn something. And so, some countries here are very wonderful they're growing chocolate, and so and people would love to understand and learn what that's all about. People love to learn about wine, right? Mm-hmm. And coffee is also a big thing. And chocolate, people want to go home and brag about all that they know about chocolate. And they've actually been on the farm and they felt the pods in their hands. It's just one of many examples of sort of different opportunities that people can learn while they're here.
One final question. What do you think of the efforts of the Caribbean Tourism Organization to basically bring the stakeholders together and plan to try and expand their business?
I think the CTO is a fantastic organization and such an important organization to the countries and regions in the Caribbean. In fact, I was talking to a gentleman tonight who was saying that he's trying to do the same thing with the continent of Africa, to bring countries together because they don't have something like the CTO. I mean, it's amazing that these countries are so varied and so different, and yet they come together to market themselves not as competitors, but as partners. It's so important, and they're doing a wonderful job.